Tarantula Room Tour 2022. So I'm a month late, but I wanted to get this all filmed before it gets packed up, where everything in the house is getting boxed up right now. It's moving from Kansas back to the Rocky Mountains, a little over 500 miles. Horrible. Don't ever try to move with a ton of animals. But we've done it once, we can do it again. So I just wanted to show you guys what it was like in the year 2022. So hopefully 2023 it should be in hopefully it's a permanent home, but we'll find out. 3 racks, kind of a workbench area. So before we get into that, we'll start over here on this wall, kind of media wall, and some not tarantulas, but these are kind of fun anyways. This is kind of a project of my partners here. Some little bunnies. We got one bunny from an auction at the Kansas State Fair, and it was a young female, and then we picked her up a partner, fixed male. That's this boy here. They were together for about 13 seconds, and now we've got babies. But now he's fixed, and hopefully all is well. Everybody else has been visiting the vet and getting everything done, but that's kind of neat. So we'll go ahead and start over here. Here's just like bunny husbandry, whatnots. We'll start on this rack. We'll probably go from the bottom to the top. But starting at the bottom, we have a couple of spare enclosures. Those are actually both males. One's an LP, one's a T Albo, that are on loan to the zoo that I work at. And next to that, these are all fruit fly cultures and stuff for making fruit fly cultures. And then we've got some springtail stuff, some fish flake, and some other roach chow, all just kind of bug food stuff. Above that is we have a vinegaroon, who we probably won't be able to see because he's in brumation currently. Here's a mature female. I think this one's a Nicaraguan T Albo. And then above that is some Porcelio laevis dairy cows. Moving up, we have, none of these are tarantulas actually. We'll start on this side. We have Porcelio pruinosus. So these are some of the powder orange. Let's see if I can get this to focus. These guys, there are a ton of them in there, and I've been selling these guys off pretty well. I actually traded a whole bunch off for some hissing roaches we'll see in a moment. Next to that is some Armadillidium vulgare calico. These are kind of producing on their own, which is pretty neat. They're really pretty little guys, but this really isn't picking up any colors. Here's some regular vulgare, however you want to pronounce that. Of course, they're all hiding. They're eating some Napa cabbage right now, and apparently they had squash recently, because look at these things growing. And then next to that are the hissers. And these are pretty neat, but I am just blown away at how much they eat. It is incredible. They're just like bottomless pits. Alright, on the shelf above that, here is a really sad mature male Tapenacaneus violaceus. I think he's probably gonna die soon. He's been mature for quite a while. Just haven't been able to find him a female, and he yesterday I watched him fall off this wall twice, so I think he's kinda getting to the end of his days. Next to that, who we won't see because he's gonna be up in that tube, is a mature male Pacelatheria subfusca. It's a lowland variety. Bummed that I didn't get a female. Those females are so pretty. He's just kind of a little brown jug, but it is what it is. Next to them, who's due for a rehouse, but I won't do that until after I move. Oh, I scared her away. You can kind of see her. A big old Pacelatheria regalis. Super pretty gal right there. These cereal containers I found work really well for juvenile arboreals. They're really cheap too. I don't know what they are. They're just on Amazon. This had a mature male Carabiner versicolor, but he went off and he's paired with 3 ladies now. I just haven't cleaned it out, so I gotta get that scrubbed out and get a new inhabitant in here. This one plant's kind of died, it's been neglected. Here is, check her out, mature female. It was Pseudoclamorus gigas. It was Tapenacinius gigas when I got her. Then it turned to Pseudoclamorus gigas, and now I think it's like Amazonius germani, or I don't know. It's always changing. But that is rack number 1. It is my least favorite rack for a couple of reasons. For one, it's just ugly. It's like one of those plastic garden racks, which they work. It just like doesn't match the other ones, which is my problem, I know. But and then it's just kind of random enclosures, random like cereal boxes and whatnot. But it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it does the job pretty well. Okay, moving on to the middle rack. It's only half a rack, as I'm sure you've noticed, but that's kind of perfect because it makes for like a really nice work area. I just feed all my spiders right up there. You know, and you still get your storage underneath like a typical rack. I don't know. I kind of like it, and it kind of, you know, since it's racks, it matches. Eventually, I'd like to go away from racks just because they look a little more industrial than I'd like them to. We'll go ahead and we'll start on the top and work our way down. We'll give brief explanations, and then I'll try to get some feeding done of some of these species so you can see them a little bit better. Up here at the top, she doesn't have a label or anything yet, but I've got a mature female Neoholothele Inci Gold. She just moved in here, but she's doing lots of great webbing. She got a little pumpkin hide for her to live in, but instead she's webbing right next to the door. That's perfect, isn't it? But spider's gonna do what spider's gonna do. Moving on down. Also, check out this poster. Shout out if you know the reference. Actually, we got lots of great old classic horror pictures in here. My lady gets me all kinds of nice decorations. We got some James Bond stuff over here. This wall is just plastered in some modern and some vintage horror prints. There was a couch here. I really liked having the couch here, but now there's just this one chair. I pretty much just use that for watching clown porn. But we'll get back to this rack. So we covered her. I just don't know where she's gonna go. Nothing. She doesn't seem to have a good spot as of yet, but I'll get something figured out after the move. Here are my slings, the itty bitties. We got, starting on this side, not a sling, but again, one that's just kind of without a real home for now. Grammostola pulchripes, good sized, good eater, super dope spider. Here is my little Slingcubator, and that's got a bunch of little tiny species. We'll go over those individually, probably pretty quick. And then here is slings and juvies, one size up. We've got some, I guess, one mature female Litsi in there. Otherwise, everything in there is still growing. It's just kind of the in-between size. And then on the bottom, we've got the classic sterilite tubs. A couple of these don't have inhabitants currently, but that's okay. They all kind of fit nicely right there. Although, you know, not the most aesthetically pleasing, but it is what it is. Good intermediate sized boxes. Okay, so here is everything that was in my Slingcubator. Not a real incubator. Just helps keep the humidity up for them. It's just some kind of like beta fish aquarium or something. Real simple. Nothing to it. But here's everything that was in that. So mostly duplicates of things that I plan on breeding. But here are Hapalopus species Columbia small. These are the Klein, the little ones. Let's see, already decent size. That one's down in its hole. Let's see if I can find one. I got these guys from Tom Saxon, but you can see they've just been given a shower here. But already a good size. There, focus, thank you. Let's see. Well, I'll try to come through and get some feeding clips of all these guys for you. But yeah, it's hardly working, is it? But depending on the day, these might be my favorite species. I like these and the large, but they're not at all the same species. The small are much darker. They've got way more black than orange on them. Okay, so here is everything that was in my Slingcubator. Not a real incubator. Just helps keep the humidity up for them. It's just some kind of beta fish aquarium or something. Real simple. Nothing to it. But here's everything that was in that. So mostly duplicates of things that I plan on breeding. But here are Hapalopus species Columbia small. These are the Klein, the little ones. Let's see, already decent size. That one's down in its hole. Let's see if I can find one. I got these guys from Tom Saxon, but you can see they've just been given a shower here. But already a good size. There, focus, thank you. Let's see. Well, I'll try to come through and get some feeding clips of all these guys for you. But yeah, it's hardly working, is it? But depending on the day, these might be my favorite species. I like these and the large, but they're not at all the same species. The small are much darker. They've got way more black than orange on them. Okay, so here is everything that was in my Slingcubator. Not a real incubator. Just helps keep the humidity up for them. It's just some kind of beta fish aquarium or something. Real simple. Nothing to it. But here's everything that was in that. So mostly duplicates of things that I plan on breeding. But here are Hapalopus species Columbia small. These are the Klein, the little ones. Let's see, already decent size. That one's down in its hole. Let's see if I can find one. I got these guys from Tom Saxon, but you can see they've just been given a shower here. But already a good size. There, focus, thank you. Let's see. Well, I'll try to come through and get some feeding clips of all these guys for you. But yeah, it's hardly working, is it? But depending on the day, these might be my favorite species. I like these and the large, but they're not at all the same species. The small are much darker. They've got way more black than orange on them. And here are actually Hapalopus species Columbia large. 3 of these. Of course they won't come out though, but take my word, I'm not just keeping little vials of dirt in here. Alright, here we have Cereocosmus leetzi, and these guys are going to be real tiny. Although they've grown a lot since I've had them, you can see them right there. They're still itty bitties. I've got a mature female of that species, so I'm hoping one of those is a male. I would be totally okay with just one male and 2 more females, but you know how it goes. And here is Cereocosmus elegans, 3 of these, and these guys I doubt we'll see. They are still itty bitty little things. But these are the tiniest slings that I've got currently in these little dram vials. So moving on to a little bit bigger. Here we have Cosmos elegans. I'll turn this off so the glare is not so bad. We have 3 of these, all 3 of these. So I know I just showed some itty bitty C. elegans, but I have had terrible luck with Cosmos elegans. I have had 3 in the past, and all 3 have molted out males. So here's 3, and then here's another 3. So I should get at least 1 female, right? At least 1 female. But these guys are getting to be a good size now. As you can see, yeah. Not mature, but good sized juvies. Those of you who keep them know how tiny these guys are. So they're a pretty good size. You can see, check this one out. Yeah, you can see that one all right. Let's see if they'll eat today. They're all starting to look a little on the plump side, to be honest. Okay, so moving on. We have ourselves right out in the open. Okay, Brunipes. Look at that. Awesome little spider. Super skittish though. And then here, I doubt we'll see them, they like to hide. But are some of the first spiders I ever produced myself. Orphanacus Kazon Blue, dumped its little tiny water dish over, of course. But these guys are super neat, super, I don't know, everybody's sleeping on these guys. They are super exciting. Spicy little old world dwarves, but a lot of fun to keep. Here is one we probably won't see. Even at this size, in this tiny little enclosure, it's a Rockies King Kraken. And I almost never see this thing. I think I might have music or something on this one. Oh, I never get to see this one. And then in here, still showing its greens, you can barely see it there, is the an Ephebopus murinus, or Ephebopus. Say it how you will, I guess. This will be my second one of these. My first one matured out male, and it's gone off. Shoot, that was probably a couple years ago. Just eating your own web. You are not good at this. Well, swing and a miss. And here we have another Neoholothele Incy Gold. Looks like it just molted, which is probably why it didn't eat its cricket drumstick from last week. I'll get that out. But that's everything that was in my Slingcubator. So not a whole lot, just an assortment of mostly dwarf babies. Okay, now that we're done with that shelf, sorry, some of the footage is not good. I'm asking too much of the autofocus on this camera. We can move on to some of these bigger tubs. Now, 2 of them don't have inhabitants currently. This old man is, we had a mature male hottie in this tub. He recently passed away. And then next to it is just substrate. But all the rest whether they have labels or not, have something in them, so we'll get to feeding them. Okay, first up we have the Tom Moran special. This is the Firmictopus concertes. Always a good eater. Oh, a little bit too much for you. Super pretty spider though. Camera just doesn't do it justice. I'm not going after that second cricket. Well, that is Firmictopus concertes. Okay, second tub, we have the Grammostola pulchra. This is one of two that I have, and this, I think, is a true pulchra. I think the other one's a Kurogi. The reason is, apparently, the pulchra are a little more high-strung, and the Kurogi are really docile and mellow. This one here is not mellow whatsoever. This one's a maniac. But still really neat spider. Doesn't seem any worse than some other species, but not this black lab that I think everybody would be expecting it to be. Alright, third tarantula, let's see if I can get him in the light a little bit, is Ceratogyrus darlingi. Super chill. Actually, I think this is more chill than that pulchra that I just showed. Just super docile. I don't handle, but if I was to handle, even if I handled, I wouldn't handle an old world. But this one would be a contender. It's super chill. Look at how pretty that thing is too. Super awesome little tarantulas. That is the Ceratogyrus darlingi. Okay, in here we have a T. albo, but just looking at it, looks like it might have webbed itself up. I'm not sure if this is Nicaraguan or Honduran. Probably know when it gets a little bit bigger, but we'll see if it even comes out to eat. You guys know these guys are usually really good eaters, really good hunters, but that's not where you want to be. Well, I guess even if it is hungry, we're not going to see it. Get a little bit of leg action down there. Swing and a miss. Let's start with the next. Next we have a Brachypelma hamori, which has turned its entire enclosure into just a big mound of crap. Let's see if it's hungry. Ooh, maybe not. Manage. Looks like a stalemate. Well, so much for that. They're just frozen. Look at this glitch in the matrix. Frozen in time. Well, Brachypelma hamori. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. Next is one of my favorite species. Unfortunately, this one's mature male, and it's the only adult that I've got. But, actually it's the only one in general that I have right now, but this is Hysterocrotus gigas. But mature male has not been eating much lately. He's been mature for a little while now, so probably like somewhere between 6 and 8 months. I'll leave that in there for a bit and see if he eats, but I kind of doubt it. Come back and check later on. Alright, next up we have 3 T. vagans. Let's see if we can get them to eat. They ate a lot last week, but we'll see. They're usually pretty decent eaters. Well, there's that. I'll try the next one. Alright, T. vagans number 2 is out and ready for us. Knew we were coming to feed. Look at that. Such a pretty spider too. Beautiful. There's number 2. T. vagans number 3 looks like it might be the same situation as number one, but we'll see if we can get it to come out a little bit. Nope. Nope. This is why I don't play basketball. Last in here we have an Asian forest scorpion. However, since I put it in this tub, which is probably way too big for it anyways, I haven't really seen much of it. So I doubt we'll see anything today. Well, that would be neat, but I'm not optimistic. This is my only scorpion. I do really like it though. I think in the future I'd like to get quite a few more species of scorpions, but we'll see. Until then, enjoy this nice video of a cricket. Here is the Tarantula poker piece. It made its way to the middle shelf, and I don't know where its home is going to end up, but let's see. Super neat species. I wouldn't mind having more of these guys in the future. Well, okay, we got something out of it. Tarantula poker piece. Okay, we are now on to rack number 3. This is kind of, I think this is the nicest looking rack for sure, and it's got its own lighting. I had them on 2 before I moved out to Kansas, but I don't know what happened to half the lighting. Look at that, isn't that magical? Oh my gosh. But up here we have some dwarves, all but one. In here we have Grammostola pulchra, which I believe is the Kurogi. And I've had this one for so long. We call it potato for obvious reasons. We have a mature female, Hapalopus species Columbia Klein, that's the small. And then we have a Davis pantaloris and an H. Columbia large, or H. formosus. I don't know if it's been synonymized yet. Down below we have 2 P. erminias. Sorry about all these cables and stuff. It's for mostly just for the grow lights to keep all these plants alive. Then we have a beautiful Poecilotheria striata, who's down on the ground right now. She'll probably eat for us. In here I had Poecilotheria metallica, but he matured out and he's been sent off to 3 ladies as well. He visited Wyoming, and then he's with 2 ladies in Texas currently. Below that we have a catchy. If you guys don't have a catchy, I don't know what you're doing with your lives. This thing catches so many fruit flies and fungus gnats for us. It's a wonderful invention. But here's an Exo 12x12 behind it that's empty currently, but I'll have something to put in there here soon. Then we have a mature female, Aphanopelma calcodes. You can just kind of see her big old fat butt right there. And then we have a mature female, Aphanopelma simani. That's kind of a great view, isn't it? And then below that, we have some dubia roaches. It looks like it's full of trash, because it is just full of trash. I tried doing a bioactive thing with it. Terrible, terrible idea. So many fungus gnats and fruit flies. I don't advise it for anybody. And then we have 2 dart frogs in here, Dendrobates leucomelas. I stopped trimming this back about a year ago and let everything grow wild. It looks terribly ugly now, but the frogs, I think the frogs love it because they are just always all over the place. And I love seeing them at the very top of the canopy. They just utilize every bit of these vines and roots. It's fantastic. I don't know if we'll be able to find them today, but I will try. Let's do some feeding of these guys so you can see them. Okay, first off is our friend Potato. And this one is just the friendliest, most chill spider. Well, the takedown shows another side of it, but I really hope this one's a female. Not like it matters too much. Potato's going to be around for another 712 years, so I've had Potato for probably 3 years now, and it's molted one time, and it just did not even grow in that molt. It was just obscene. That's potato. Next we have Hapalopus species Columbia Klein, or small. This was a dream spider of mine for so long. And a good friend of mine, Keegan Johnson from Outhouse Exotics, found one. He said, I found one, do you want it? And I said, yes, and I drove out an hour and a half away to go pick it up, and I killed the cricket, so we're not going to see it. But yeah, I am so excited. She had just buried herself for a long time. I probably didn't see her for probably about 8-9 months, but she recently came back out. I'll try to get some still shots of her. She's been out in the mornings a lot lately, and I'd like you guys to see her because she is just awesome. Doesn't look at all like the largest. So much more black. It's black with orange spots rather than, well, you all know how the large looks by now. But all right, next up here in our little dwarf row is Davis pantaloris. Super pretty little spider. Let's see if we can get it out. Oh, come on. I'm just crap for shooting today. Alright, last on the top row we have Hapalopus species Columbia large. Let's see if we can get this one to come out. This one hasn't been too active since, I mean, obviously it's been active, it's been webbing, but I haven't seen too much of it since it's been in this Exoterra. It'll come out, and then I'll turn on the lights in the morning, and it'll just boogie back into its home. Well, swing and a miss, but I'm sure you guys all know what these look like by now. Okay, we have your first arboreal enclosure. We have our first Somopaeus armenia female. We might not see her. I don't see her all that often. I don't see either of my Pyrminias that often. It's neat when I do, but it just doesn't ever happen. So I know this one's a female. She's only about 4 inches or so, 4.5. Yeah, 4.5, maybe 5, I guess. Diagonal leg span. But I know it's a female because she made a phantom sac. Probably about 9 months ago or so, and was carrying that around for a while. Kind of the strangest thing. But her neighbor here is a much larger P. erminia, and she's produced a sac for me. Pretty docile too. But I'll grab a cricket and then we'll feed her. Okay, big lady P. erminia. It's likely that we don't end up seeing her either. Although it'd suck to have 3 in a row that we don't see. Come on, cricket. Okay, I refuse to have 3 fails in a row, so we're going to make this one happen. Here she comes. Big lady. Look at her, yeah. Alright. Not a total wash, huh? So pretty. I wish this camera really picked up those colors. Oh well, there she is. P. erminia female number 2. Okay, next we have Poecilotheria striata. She's right there, if you can see her. I dropped 1 cricket in, but it found a hiding spot, so we'll give her another. She's big enough to take a couple on. Oh, come on. Dang, cricket's making a jailbreak. Go, cricket, go. Worse, I have the Dave boring spiders, it looks like. She's back there, she just doesn't care. Oh well, at least you get to see her. Okay, so we've only 2 to feed on this shelf. We have this beautiful Asimani and a pretty chubby Faunopelma chalcodie, so I don't think she's gonna get fed today, just because she got fed last week and she is pretty chubby. She's probably getting ready for a molt, but let's see if we can get some good footage of her. There she is. Look at her, big old lady. And you can see she hasn't molted in quite some time, so she's looking a little worn down, but still active. She still moves around quite a bit, still eats. There she is. Let's get this lady a cricket. Okay, so this is going to be a little tricky to do with one hand. Get this lid open and pop a cricket in. Be patient with me, she's going to duck back in before we get it open, I'm sure. Oh, it's the cricket that made her duck back in. Hanging out like you're hungry. Carefully get that lid back on. This is the only tarantula that I've had escape on me, and it was right after I got her. It was one of my first tarantulas, actually. I got her from a local pet store. As the cricket walks away. But she was actually, when we found her, she was actually stridulating, which is making that hissing noise at us when we were trying to cup her. Not too friendly. I did try to breed her with a buddy of mine, Matt, back in Wyoming a couple years ago, or about a year ago, I think. But she wasn't receptive, and I have to say, Faunopelmas are known for being pretty chill, but that male was the meanest tarantula I've ever dealt with. Cricket coming back. Let's see. Yeah, he was just fangs out, dripping venom the whole time. Oh, boy, that was the best takedown we've had. Patience pays off, folks. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. That's all of them. But it was nice to kind of do this, to get this all on video before it all gets torn down. Which I'm probably going to start doing immediately after I'm done with this. I gotta make dinner first. Magical. Alright, yeah, let me know what you think. I think I'm somewhere between 80 and 100 spiders, which is a big gap, I understand, but some of you will know how it is. Alright, y'all. See you later.